Yeah. All right. Finally, finally, I got a chance to talk about this movie, and we're going full spoilers, baby. Oh yeah, we're going full spoilers because I've seen this movie. I don't even know how many. I think I've seen this movie 2 or 3 times. I think I've seen it, yeah, twice, maybe 3 times. And this movie is just so good. Let's just go ahead and jump into it. It's just so good. Like, first off, if you didn't know, because it's probably gonna be a pretty long video. Well, first off, make sure to smash that like button. Make sure to comment and subscribe as well. And if you are on a mobile device, make sure to hit the bell notification so that you don't miss anything. But seriously, like, I've seen all 6 films. Seen all the movies. I think it's been 6 films. I've seen all the movies, and and I really enjoyed the franchise. I really enjoyed it. But usually the franchise, it usually hovers around like an 8 out of 10 for me. There might be some things towards the tail end of this franchise that I might have given or would give like a 9 out of 10. But for the most part, I would say that the franchise is operating at like an 8 out of 10 level. 8 out of 10 level, like, as a whole. But seriously, yeah, this movie had me shook because when I realized that the stunts, most if not all of the major stunts in this movie are real, like the Halo jump, anytime Tom Cruise is on a anytime that Tom Cruise is running or he's on a motorcycle or he's in a helicopter, like, it's actually happening. Clearly, there's like safety precautions and there's some wire work so that he doesn't die. But I was talking to someone the other day, and I was telling him about certain helicopter scenes, and he was like, "Yeah, well, whatever. You know, like, Tom Cruise was safe the whole time." It's like, no, he wasn't, fam. I, I mean, the odds of Tom Cruise making it through, probably about, it's pretty high, but like, there was definitely chances. There were many opportunities for Tom Cruise to die in this movie, for sure. Like, they were doing some dangerous stuff. Anyway, God, I don't even know where to start. Let's start with Solomon Lane. I believe that's his name. Is that his name? Here, follow me for a second. So, Solomon Lane, the main villain, who like, again, all the performances are fantastic, but he in particular is a fantastic. First off, fantastic performance from Sean Harris. Like, what the fuck? He's just so. Oh, we're still big screen. Hold on a second. Where, boy, I love this movie. What the hell happened? Good lord, this movie is fantastic. Where's that picture, boy? First off, I love his character. He is like such a perfect, like, mirror opposite for Ethan Hunt. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just like the perfect villain for Ethan. Look how creepy he look. Like, he's so creepy. He's just so quiet. He's so calculated. He's so patient. Like, that just creeps me out. Anytime you got a villain like, say, Gus from Breaking Bad, where they're just patient, they're just calm. That's just, oh, that's creepy. Anyway, in this moment, this is one of my favorite moments from the film, and this is my favorite quote from the film as well. And it goes, and it's from Solomon when he's talking to Ethan, and he says, "Your mission, should you choose to accept it, I wonder, did you ever choose not to? The end you always feared is coming, and the blood will be on your hands. The fallout of all of your good intentions." This is, I've seen all 6 movies. I've seen all the movies, but for some reason, this is the only time where I truly felt that not only did Ethan literally achieve the impossible, but that, like, this is the first time that I felt like Ethan Hunt has sort of hit a ceiling, or he's hit like a limit. You remember in The Dark Knight? Remember in The Dark Knight from Christopher Nolan, when Christian Bale, he walks away, and he pulls off his shirt, he walks away from Michael Caine. And Christian Bale, he's got all these bruises on his back, and Michael Caine, he's like, know your limits, Master Wayne, And Christian Bale's like, Batman has no limits. I think this is the first time that Ethan has really met his limits, you know? Like, straight up, like, if they make another movie, it's like, why? This is the perfect Mission Impossible film. Even if you had never seen previous Mission Impossible films, you could literally watch this film and fall in love with it. I just this film is such a staggering cinematic achievement, in my opinion. Particularly in the sense that, like, this is such a flawless action film. You know, there's certain movies where literally the whole narrative hinges upon fantastic, consistent action. You know, look at The Raid 2. Look at Mad Max Fury Road. Look at the original Die Hard with Bruce Willis. You know, these are what I like. These are what I would like to call action movies. Yes, there's all kinds of things going on narrative wise, but for the most part, it's all about the action sequences. You know, and I was just so blown away by this movie, and that quote that I read, that scene was so significant to me because, well, for one, you know, one of my greatest fears is that I would I would have like a yin and yang situation with an enemy, or, like, you know, one of my greatest fears is that, like, there would be someone out there who their sole intention for me is just to see me fail. Like, they're like my worst enemy, and they just want to see me fail. That's like the that's like the number one thing that they want, is to see me fall. You know, all my good intentions, all my future goals, the things that I love, they just want to see all that crumble and just turn to ash. You know, I've always had a fear of a person. You know how in Eminem's song, where he's talking about, you know, like a stan. Isn't the song just called Stan? But anyway, Eminem talks about in the song how, you know, he's rapping from the viewpoint of, like, this crazed Eminem fan, you know. It's like, who the fuck would want a fan like that? I want some psycho, overly obsessive, scary motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? And, yeah, when Solomon was telling Tom Cruise that, you could tell that for the first time, Ethan Hunt was fucking terrified, and he was taken aback. And you could tell that when Ethan Hunt went to, you know, press the stopwatch, time, you know, and Ving Rhames takes out the fucking, you know, he takes out whatever the fuck this thing is from the back of his neck, right? But seriously, yo, Ethan Hunt's emotional response during that moment is so freaky, because you can tell, like, Ethan Hunt for once is scared. It's like, for once, like, Jesus Christ, this is the first film where it's like, for once, it's just like, damn, like, what if Ethan, like, fails? Is that what we're boiling down to? Ethan Hunt failing? Because the thing about my issue with making another sequel is that, this movie is the highest achievement that the franchise has ever created. So to make another film would suggest that you're trying to outdo Fallout. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know that they can make a movie better than Mission Impossible Fallout, for a variety of reasons. In this film, you know, this is the first time where I was like, Jesus, what if Ethan Hunt fails? You know, I feel like he's met his limits, and I feel like he's dealing with his best villain. And the execution of Solomon Lane in this movie, I thought, was just so vivid and extraordinary. Like, at the beginning of the film, you know, we get these super creepy lines of dialogue from Solomon, and there's like a dream sequence, like a nightmare. This is a nightmare, and this is Solomon, and we get this creepy dialogue from him, and then, you know, moments later, we fucking and this is like his ex-girlfriend or ex-wife, I can't remember. It's one of the two. It's his ex. But seriously, this moment where Ethan Hunt, he hugs her. You know, he hugs her, and then fucking, like, this bomb explodes in the distance, and we see the bomb, like, hit him and her in the dream, and, like, he's, like, turned to ash. Like, what a fantastic start to the movie, you know? Like, the movie just starts off with a bang. Like, it immediately just starts off with tension, you know? And then we go immediately, to that sequence where, like, Ethan Hunt is, like, sitting down at a table. I don't know, did I get a picture of that? Let me see if I did. Probably not. Oh, I did, actually. Cool. So, like, and then we see this moment right here. You know, where Ethan Hunt is like, you know, I am the storm. I was like, when he said that, I said, shit, that was so epic. I am the storm. Boy, that was so dope. The cinematography is perfect in this movie. You know, the cinematography, like, you know, every shot feels real. It feels tactile. It feels convincing. It feels like it's happening. It's truly happening on screen. And, you know, they're never, you know, it doesn't feel like VFX has been just plastered everywhere. Everything feels real as fuck. Every environment looks and feels real as fuck. If there were sets in this movie, you know, with obvious exceptions aside, like, for example, there was one moment where, go big screen again. There's a particular moment that we're going to talk about that surrounds this guy right here. Obviously, there was, you know, like a set there. And I suppose, like, maybe, you know, maybe like here, perhaps this is just one big set. But outside of, like, you know, exceptions like that, for the most part, it feels like all the locations are real. It doesn't feel like there's, like, a lot of sets in this film. And, this movie is so good. I'm so happy to be talking about this goddamn film. Sorry for being late on it, but there's just so much about this movie. Like, all the stunts being real. And obviously, so, like, say this sequence right here. Like, clearly... Oh, shit. Hold on a second. Like, clearly this moment here... so, like, he, you know, he's driving a motorcycle. He runs into the car right here, and he flips over the other side of it. But because of the speed that he was going, luckily he wasn't reduced to, like, a gore pancake. But anyway, so clearly, you know, this is, like, quasi happening, quasi not happening. I think him hitting the car is probably real, but, like, I don't know. I think there was probably some very subtle VFX work that goes into this crash sequence. But yeah, but for the most part, you know, outside of things like that, like, for God's sakes, like, this moment right here is actually happening. Like, anytime Tom Cruise is on a motorcycle, it's actually happening. I was watching the behind the scenes footage of this sequence, and it's like, it was happening. It was happening, fam. It was happening, okay? And let's not forget, Tom Cruise is motherfucking... Get out of here. Tom Cruise is literally 56 years old. My man is almost, like, 60 years old. And he's just on the turn-up. He's on the turn-up. Maybe he's drinking unicorn blood. I don't know. But he looks healthier than me. He's still... I swear to God. I think... You know what? Hold on. We gotta go back to big screen. I swear to God. Anytime that Tom Cruise runs is iconic. He is the only actor, actress, whatever. He is the only person in the movie business who's acting who, when he runs, is iconic. Tom Cruise is a cool motherfucker. How do you look cool running? Okay, you gotta be a badass motherfucker to do that. And that's my boy, Tom motherfucking Cruise. Okay? One of the hardest motherfuckers to have ever lived. I swear to God. Okay, so this is Ethan Hunt. This is Ethan, right? Oh my God! This is the part where I'm geeking out. I'm forgetting things. What's the old boy's name? Benjin or some shit. Benji, right? Played by Simon Pegg. Simon Pegg, when he was like, "You're right on top of him. You gotta run faster, Ethan. Catch him." Okay, and there's this shot right here is one of the greatest shots in the franchise. I would say that this is the best moment of Ethan running in the whole franchise. Literally, I swear to God, Tom Cruise had to have been running at like 35 miles per hour during this moment right here. When I saw this shot in the film, I literally squealed, okay? Like, I literally squealed. Like, Tom Cruise is just... that man is truly a legend. The fact that he commits so much to performing a lot of these stunts himself is absolutely extraordinary. Shout out to Tom Cruise. Anyways, let's gush some more about this film. And clearly, as you can probably tell, I don't have any substantial flaws. I really don't even really have any nitpicks. My only real nitpick is that this should have been the final movie. Why would you make another movie? First off, not only has Chris McQuarrie talked about how he's super fatigued and even thinking about doing one more Mission Impossible film, like for him, he's just like, ugh, fuck. I poured so much into Fallout, you know. I get it, man. Fallout should have been the final movie because, like, you know, Tom Cruise broke his ankle in Fallout, and like, you know, the cast and you know, Henry Cavill and Simon Pegg talking about, you know, times where it was highly possible that Tom Cruise could have died. Highly possible. Like, say, with the helicopter sequences. It's like, yo, maybe they shouldn't make another Mission Impossible film. Like, because Tom Cruise might die, fam. Or someone, God forbid, might die doing these goddamn stunts. I mean, they are really taking these stunts to a dangerous, dangerous level. Guys, listen to me, fam. Listen to me, fam. Y'all just don't know. First off, the not only was the Halo jump done in like one take. Granted, technically it was like 3 different takes combined into one or some shit. But you know what I'm trying to say. But you know, this sequence, not only was it done in one take, it happened. Like, it actually happened. Like this whole sequence actually happened as you saw it. Clearly, like with the clouds and like this fool getting struck by lightning, clearly that didn't happen. But you know what I'm trying to say. Like them falling, and you can watch the behind the scenes. You can watch the behind the scenes of the sequence. It actually happened. Like, Tom Cruise is like the only actor to have Halo jumped on screen, cinematically speaking, I think. Like, oh my god. And the ominous, like the build up and the you know, like he's like walking towards him and he says some smart Alec-y type of shit, and he pulls this cord thing out, and Tom Cruise, he's just like, fuck, he's trying to put it back on, and when they jump out of I feel like I probably when they jump out of the plane, I feel like I said helicopter for some reason. But anyway, when they, you know, in this moment here, when they jump out of this plane, sorry if I referred to it as a helicopter, but when they jump out of this plane, dog, the perfect visuals, the audio and visually how you're tracking them falling to the sky is so immersive. The ominous, dark, eerie music that you're hearing, you know, that's just going full throttle through the fucking speakers as they're falling. Like, literally, like, my heart was like, oh my god, my heart was literally just like, because I have a fear of heights, and dog, yo, with maybe the most intense sequence in the film, possibly, because I don't know about you, but I was very ignorant to the marketing of this film. I really didn't pay attention to the trailers, to be honest with you, because again, the franchise has been operating as a whole on about 8 out of 10 level. So I was intrigued, you know, particularly in the back half of this franchise. The films have been particularly strong, but I was never like excited for this film, so I never really got into the marketing. Meaning, I didn't really watch the trailers. So I was pretty blind going into this film, and thank God, because it's funny, when I was watching the trailers after the fact, I was like, oh my god, oh shit, I'm so glad that I didn't pay attention to the trailers, because holy Jesus, there was a lot of spoilers, in my opinion. A lot of spoilers, particularly for action sequences, a lot of spoilers. But either way, I almost had to brown bag it for that Halo jump. Just incredible. I know that Chris McQuarrie, I think the only films that he's directed is right here. These are the only movies that he's directed. I never saw that. Unfortunately, I hated this movie. Sorry. I really loved this one. Probably gave this one like a 9 out of 10, maybe 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 at the lowest. Really enjoyed this one, but this is the best in the whole motherfucking franchise. Chris, please. Please take a long nap. Do what you gotta do. Do not direct James Bond. Take a long nap and please come back so that the next film is not only the final film, but so that you can direct it. Because, my man, this film is impeccable filmmaking. It's just fascinating, very well done dialogue and acting. The action sequences are classic and iconic already, and the use of suspense is suffocating. The soundtrack is awesome. It's just I've literally been listening to it. That's how obsessed with this film I've been. This song right here, actually, hold on. Okay, this song right here, Should You Choose to Accept. Okay, that song right there. That's my favorite song from the franchise. Oh yeah, I'm going hard, son, with the positives. This is my favorite song from the franchise. It's my favorite song from the film. This song is so ethereal. It's so haunting. It's so darkly beautiful. It's just so heart-achingly emotive, this track. Even though it's, some people might listen to the score and be like, wow, it's actually rather simplistic. But I don't know. That song really gets me. That song is almost like the theme song for this movie, really. It plays at such fascinating moments. Like, there's another favorite sequence of mine is, let me see if I can find it. Hold on, baby, hold on. Fuck, what was I looking for? Hold on a second. It was, did I take a picture of it? Shit. There's a certain visual that I just lost track of. God damn it. Oh. So I was talking about the song. What moment of the song was I looking for? Should you choose to accept? Oh, with the police. Oh, gotcha. Sorry, I got. You can tell that this review is not scripted. But are we still big screen? Cool. All right, so this sequence, this is a sequence where we essentially see like an alternate reality where Ethan Hunt and his gang, they block off the police, and Ethan Hunt and his gang kill all the policemen to the song, that song that I was talking about, Should You Choose to Accept. That song playing to this scene, and this scene was so haunting to me. Maybe the standout sequence in the film, because straight up, I thought that this was actually happening. I thought that Ethan Hunt was literally killing these policemen, and I thought that like these guys were literally killing all these police, and this was done in one take as well, so it made it super surreal. But like I thought this was happening, and when Ethan Hunt, when he took off the mask and shot that police officer, I was like, oh my god, bro. Like, Jesus Christ, if the story keeps going, if there's another film or films, I feel like we're gonna have to see a sequence like this. Because what are we gonna do with the next film? Like he solves the mission and, happy ending? Like, no, we can't do that again, right? We can't follow the same formula again. We've been doing that formula for 6 movies now. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's fascinating that, like, what if the more times Ethan does this, guarantees that he's going to reach a bad ending for his life. I don't know. Such a fascinating film. This film raises a lot of fascinating questions to me, morally speaking. Like this moment right here, the decision that the decision that Ethan Hunt makes. Was this the right decision? Was this the wrong decision? I go back and forth with it. Like, it's just simply, Ethan Hunt is such a extraordinary person. Like, like he's exactly who you should try to be like, you know. He's about the people. To be honest with you, I think I would have. I just don't know. Like, it's just so dark, you know, that he had to choose between, you know, this great coworker, this great friend, this person that he loves, this person that he's been working with, you know, Ving Rhames, you know, all these years. Do you let that person die so you can save the world? Or rather, so that you can guarantee that you'll be able to save the world? Because, man, you know, to have these things go missing and to end up in the wrong hands, it's like, bruh, you know. It's almost unbelievable that he chose his friend over this, you know what I'm saying? Because straight up when he saved Ving Rhames, what happened? These were gone. And then we cut to maybe my favorite moment in the whole film. Please tell me I found the picture. We still big screen. Okay, cool. Did I find the picture? I know I did. Give me a second. Yes, I got it. Yeah, this is probably my favorite moment from the film. Because first off, I thought that this was happening. This whole sequence, I thought it was like happening. So they fooled me. But this moment is so unbelievably dark. When, what was it, Wolf Blitzer, when he was talking about, you know, how there's been nuclear attacks and like, you know, like the holy Mecca in the Middle East, you know, the holy sites for like Islam, or holy sites in Jerusalem, or like the Vatican, and even the Pope was like a casualty, I think. But like there were like all these holy sites that were hit with like nuclear bombs, attacks. They were hit with like nuclear bombs, nuclear weaponry, whatever. And I was just like, oh my God! And watching his response to hearing that he lost for once, that he failed at a mission that was impossible. Watching his reaction to that is so eerie and sad. It just blew my mind. I was like, oh my God, what if Ethan fails one day? This is such a terrifying thought. Another thing that's terrifying is that rewatching the scene, when you realize that he's about to, you know, Ethan Hunt is about to go into character mode so that he could fool this guy, right? What's eerie is that even though this whole sequence is like, you know, not happening, but what's eerie is that in this moment, you know, Ving Rhames, he walks over and he's like, it's time, Ethan, you know, it's time to go, you know, go fuck with this guy, right? But what's interesting is that, like, you know, what if in this moment, Ethan was actually emoting to what's happening here, despite what's happening here is fake and it's meant to fool this guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like Ethan Hunt, despite this being fake, and he knows that's fake, I think that even still during this moment, I think that Ethan Hunt was actually emoting to this, how fucked up this is, even though it's fake. And I don't know, there's just something so dark and profound about that, you know? Because it's like, if we make another film, or future films, we have to have, I almost feel like we have to have Ethan Hunt actually fail a mission, because we can't just keep regurgitating the same narrative structures, right? I don't know, but I don't know, that whole sequence blew my mind. When I found out that sequence was just like fake, and like the walls fell down, and do I have a picture? I don't know if I have a picture of that guy, but hold on a second. But like during this sequence when the walls fell down and the dude on the bed was like, oh my God, like that. Oh my God, they got me so good with this sequence. Particularly when Tom Cruise was like, "Do we got it or did we get it?" And Ving Rhames was like, "We got it." And then the walls fall down. Bravo, creative, the writers for this movie. Bravo, y'all got me. I did not see that coming. Okay, straight up, they got this dude bad. When they were reading the manifesto on TV, like, I thought that was happening. And then Simon Pegg was just impersonating Wolf Blitzer. So like Simon Pegg was wearing like a facial mask of Wolf Blitzer, and whoa, like literally my brain was scrambled during that whole sequence. Like, wow, bravo, Chris McQuarrie, because you guys, you duped me, you tricked me. Oh yeah, by the way, the music that was playing. So like after the Halo jump, you know, Henry Cavill and Tom Cruise, they crash land onto like a rooftop, and they go down and there's like a club downstairs popping off, and the music that was playing during these moments were so dope because I'm a big fan of like bass music, so like house, drum and bass, dubstep, chill step, blah blah blah. So like during that moment, I was just like, I was just like head nodding to the movie. It was funny. How long have we gone? Jesus Christ, we've gone 30 minutes already. We gotta wrap this shit up. I also like that there's things in this movie that had you seen the previous films, they would mean a lot. But had you not seen the previous films, you could still follow the narrative. You know what I mean? Like, so for... Oh, shit. Did I just try to open iTunes? Oh, shit. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Hey, if the video becomes choppy for a few seconds, or if it's choppy right now... Sorry about that. I accidentally opened iTunes. Hold on, let me close that. I did not mean to do that. Apologies. Click out of that. Sorry, I got a old, useless fucking computer, but so it's kind of slow. All right, so moving that aside. Oh, big screen. There we go. So yeah, I love that there's a lot of like Easter eggs in this film, like this chick. Like, you know, if you've seen the previous films, when she comes on screen and her interactions with Ethan, these should be pretty powerful moments, you know, because she was in like a previous film or previous films, I can't remember, but she was definitely in a previous film. So it's cool. So it's like if you've seen the previous film, when you see her, you'll be like, oh, whoa, cool. But if you watch Fallout and you haven't seen the other films, her character usage is still very impactful. And there's many instances like this throughout the film. So I think that's just fantastic. I think it's cool the way that they call back prior films, is all I'm trying to say. I think it's cool. And this moment was very profound when when Ethan Hunt is just forced to just run her over because he's literally got Solomon Lane in the next seat. And she's trying to shoot that motherfucker. But yeah, I love that, like, you know, for once, like, Ethan was truly pressed to make rash, unfortunate decisions, you know what I'm saying? You know, making difficult decisions for a greater good. You know, it was fascinating seeing Ethan Hunt truly substantially tackling that for once in a Mission Impossible film. Like, it was so eerie that Ethan Hunt, you could tell, he was just like, fuck, Solomon Lane's there, she won't get out of the way. Fuck, I'm gonna have to run her over. Sorry. Boom. Hope I didn't break anything. Fuck. I also love how Solomon, he's just like... I love how not only does Tom Cruise have to take the bag off Solomon's head, but I love that Solomon, he's in the passenger seat and he's just casually like, I remember her. Yeah. Very interesting. Like, what a creeper, you know? Such a perfect villain, you know? God, what else can I say about this film? It was really eerie when he runs, when Ethan Hunt runs into her, when he runs into Julia, in the third act. It's just like, damn. It's like, you could tell that they still have, like, you know, Ethan and Julia, you can still tell that, like, not only do they have, like, a high respect and, like, a love for each other, but it's like, you can tell that, like, she knows that Ethan's, like, he's probably in a fucked up situation, and I don't know. I thought it was fascinating when Julia and Ethan reunited for a moment, because it was just so bittersweet, and it's just like, you know, I hope you make it, Ethan. Jesus, like, it's so fucked up that you're still doing this job, and it's like, are you ever gonna stop doing this job, Ethan? That must have been running through her mind, you know, like, are you ever gonna stop doing this job? Like, damn, like, I don't know. It seems like the more that Ethan completes these missions, the more that he's inevitably gonna meet his fallouts, you know. I wonder if that was running through her mind when she saw Ethan again. It's like, it's good to see you, but I already know that you're working on some impossible mission, and it's like, don't die. It's like, I don't know. It was very bittersweet when they met again. By the way, shout out to Angela Bassett. You know, the Queen. Good God, the Queen. When she was talking about, when she was talking up Henry Cavill, and she was like, you know, you use a scalpel, but I prefer a hammer. I was like, get some. And the way that she put Alec Baldwin in his place, I was like, she's just classic, classy lady. You know what I'm saying? It was also very cool. Big screen, right? It was definitely very cool seeing Alec Baldwin, sharp as ever. You know, I like the shit out of him, both in character in this film and, you know, just Alec Baldwin in real life. He just seems like a cool guy, sharp guy. But yo, when he got murdered, that was messed up. Okay, my boy got stabbed. Okay, Henry stabbed the fuck out of him. I was like, good Lord. I was like, fam, that's one of those stabbings that you just don't come back from. Shit. Damn. But yeah, moments like that, or moments where, you know, Solomon was like, you know, saying that quote that I read at the beginning, or, you know, it's just, yo, it's like, yo, I think Ethan is meeting his matches, you know, he's reaching his limits, you know, he's reaching his endpoint. You know, Ethan Hunt cannot keep doing this, dog. It's straight up, Ethan Hunt has another mission. He should technically fail, because what's interesting is that Ethan Hunt like barely made it through this movie. like at the end of this movie, for once, at the end of this movie, you know, when he's on top of the cliff and like the helicopter's coming for him, and he's just like barely alive and shit. Like, honestly, you know, usually when a Mission Impossible movie ends, I'm like, yay, like, he made it, cool, see you next time, Ethan. This time, when the movie ended, I was like, Ethan, you can't keep doing this, bud. You gotta stop. Like, what's wrong with you? There were multiple times in this movie where, like, something literally impossible to achieve was happening, or about to happen, and Tom Cruise would just be like, don't worry, guys, I'll find a way, and, like, people would be like, okay, well, how are you gonna fix this, Ethan? And Ethan will just be like, I'll just find a way. I won't let you down. I'll find a way. And I was just like, what the hell? That's never really happened before. Like, what the fuck? Like, what if Tom Cruise fails? Jesus, what if Ethan Hunt fails? How would I even respond to that emotionally? I don't know. Like, it's just so fascinating, you know, that it's almost like he just burnt himself out as a character in this movie. So fascinating. So many beautiful moments with the cinematography, or just beautiful moments in general. Like this moment right here with the music, the camera angles, this whole moment of them following each other. It was just shot so beautiful. This almost felt like a moment out of a Terrence Malick movie, you know? Just gorgeous, you know? Like, dog. Oh my god, fam, we gotta talk about the bathroom sequence. First off, shout out to Liang Ying, I believe that's his name. But seriously, when they was fighting this man in the film, I was like, oh my god, this Asian man is fucking them up. He was fucking them up. This man was putting in work. He was fucking up Henry and Tom Cruise. I mean, he was truly messing them up. How is that bathroom sequence not already classic? Like every hit, I was like, ooh, ugh, like I was wincing. They was just working it on out. That action sequence in the bathroom was just, it already feels timeless. It was so tense. It literally had me like this, like it felt so like tactile and real, and it was like unintentionally funny. I mean, they were just hitting each other so hard. There was one time where Henry just fucking just threw the man through like I think through like a wall, or it's like through like a mirror or something. That was just like, yo, every hit. Remember when uh Liang, when he was like knocked out in the toilet and he woke up and he was just like fucking like knocks out Tom Cruise, literally punches and kicks like Tom Cruise and Henry Cavill like out of the bathroom stall. Like straight up, if it wasn't for what's the old girl's name? If it wasn't for Lisa just straight up shooting Liang in the skull, I don't know, man. Like I just don't know. Like Tom Cruise might have caught that bullet to his forehead. I don't know. That dude was just so superior to them. Oh shit! Hold on 1 second. Hold on, 2 seconds. Hold on. Alright, sorry about that. That might be the first timer in a review that had to exit the review for a second. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh, sorry. I had to leave for a second to... Oh. I had to leave for a second. But let's wrap this up. We're about to go like an hour in this review too. Jesus. But I love this film. I think it's a masterpiece. But yeah, shout out to that what was it, that the bathroom sequence. Seriously, like when let me see if I can find it. Yeah, seriously, when Henry reloaded his fists or his arms so he could, you know, get back in the game to keep fighting, probably one of the most unintentionally hilarious and badass moments I've ever seen in a action movie. I was just like I was literally like squealing from excitement in this film. Like all the action, and this goes for the rest of the film too, but all the action, it was easy to follow, all the action sequences, and this one, it was coherent. I could follow each punch. There wasn't this stupid like shaky cam amateur hour shit going on, you know? Whoa. My boy, could you imagine? I'm telling you, fam, some of those blows that he was delivering, let me tell you something. I would not want it. I would not want some of those blows he was giving that man. Like Henry, when he took his coat off, he was trying to put those gangs of New York style hits in, son. He was trying to put that work in. Remember, because he was doing like those sideways shots, like trying to hit him like in the ribs and stuff. I was like, yo, Henry came to put that work in. And Liang was just whipping him. Just whipping Henry. Whipping Tom Cruise too. I love the moment where Tom Cruise and Henry, they were like, just look at him. Just look at him. They were getting whipped so bad. They were just getting whipped so bad. This man was just giving it to him. You know what I mean? Also, how funny was it where at the start of the bathroom sequence, Henry Cavill walks in and he grabs the computer or the laptop and just goes crack and literally just renders Liang unconscious. Like that part cracked me up because I just didn't expect I didn't expect the bathroom sequence to start like that. Like he literally just said crack, and that man said. By the way, I think it's complete horseshit that Liang woke up from that hit from Henry. Nah. No. That man should have slept for a good 1 to 2 hours from that one hit. That hit was vicious. I love when Tom Cruise was like, because they were trying to use that laptop to, you know, generate the guy's face. And Tom Cruise was like, because Henry like broke the computer. Henry was like, I didn't need the needle. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I also love also love that Tom Cruise was getting whipped so bad that he literally just like took a deep breath, said "fuck it," and just straight up tackled Liang. Ugh. Literally just tackled this dude through a pillar, fam. You know what I mean? Like, good God. Good God. What else can I say about this movie? Goodness. It's always really cool seeing the interactions between Simon Pegg, Ving Rhames, and Tom Cruise. Like the chemistry just seems so genuine, and they just genuinely seem like actual like friends, both off screen and on screen. You know what I'm saying? So they work together fantastically. In that one sequence where Solomon Lane had Lisa, was that her name, right? Was that her name? I think that was her goddamn name. I always wanted to call her character Rebecca. But anyways, the scene with this chick where she's tied to a chair with a rope and like gagged or whatever by Solomon Lane, and Simon Pegg comes into the room looking for her, and she's literally screaming. She's got like the rope in between her mouth, and she's literally screaming like Benji, Benji, get out of here! Whatever she's screaming. That moment literally makes the hair on my arms rise because I'm just like, oh my God, I never thought about that. Simon Pegg has been with us for so long, it feels, you know? Jesus, he could die. I don't want him to die. Oh no, he might die. Oh no. You know what I mean? And like seriously, when Benji with Simon Pegg, when he was hanging from the rope, and she was just doing everything that she could to save him, that moment was so intense because I thought for sure Simon Pegg was gonna die. Like my hands literally got sweaty watching that sequence for the first time. Because I don't really like watching people getting choked, you know. Oh God, that sequence just rattled me to the core because I thought Simon Pegg was done, fam. I thought he was a goner. There's so many moments. Yo, this moment. First off, oh my God, let's go big screen. Like this. Yep. Hold up. Like this moment right here, fam. I was like, yo, like that happened? Like that, like they actually did they just knock this whole vehicle into the water? Like what? What? Like they just knocked this whole vehicle into the water. And this sequence right here, it just mind fucks me. It's like, what? Like, is this CGI? Is this real water? Is this like happening as we're seeing it? What's happening? Is this a combination of practical effects and CGI effects? What's happening? But either way, it looks extraordinary. Visually, this was just like an exceptional moment for me. I was like, good Lord, that looked incredible. Doesn't that look incredible? Like, whoa, you know? Good God. It's just, the cinematography is just so good. It's just so good. Goodness gracious. Yo, Chris McQuarrie just made one of the best action films of all time, in my opinion. This film is just so emotive. It's so compelling. It's so freakishly intense, especially compared to previous installments. Like, oh my God. Like, it's just, you know, watching this movie and there being such a huge lack of CGI, it's just so refreshing. Mind-blowingly refreshing. Oh God, I gotta talk about this sequence here. Another huge favorite moment is when Tom Cruise is following Henry's character. What the hell is Henry's character name? I don't even know. Oh, August Walker. So when Ethan is following August and like when August Walker, Henry Cavill, when he's in like an elevator, it's moving up, he looks down and he sees like Ethan just like hanging on. And like if Ethan gets let go, or if Ethan lets go of his hands, like he's dropping enough feet that he's gonna die, essentially. And it's just, that moment was so fascinating to me, because it's like, Henry could have just pointed a gun at him, killed him, or just like stomped on his fingers and let him fall. And instead, Henry, he kneels down and he shows a picture of Julia. And he's like, you know, if you look at me again, if you come near me again, she's dead. Know when you're beat. And he leaves. That moment blew my mind, because I was like, yo, for the first time, like, Ethan is truly being tested. Like, he's truly meeting his match. Many times over in this film, he's really meeting his breaking point. He's reaching his end point. Like, it's just like, geez. Like, when I first saw that scene, well, first off, that's like one of the worst insults that I've heard a main character in this kind of narrative context be given. I mean, that was such just a horrifying insult from August. And then when he leaves on the helicopter, we get this gorgeous shot that like this shot felt like something out of The Dark Knight. I'm serious. Like, this was such a hugely impressive shot. Like, you see, like, this is Tom Cruise right there, but it's like, what? Like, how did they get up here? How many takes did they do of this? Like, whoa! Like, this felt like something totally out of The Dark Knight. And there's many epic shots like that. Like, when they're following each other through the helicopter sequences are just so exceptional. The fact that Tom Cruise was actually like driving the helicopter just bends my mind. That they're like real. This moment was just completely bonkers. I had no idea what was going to happen. And remember when that hot oil like spills on the right side of Henry's face, and he's just like, like literally in the movie theater. I was just like, oh no, oh God, Henry, are you okay? Oh no, you know what I mean? And then this one-on-one fight sequence that takes place here was just so tense. It was just so epic. Also, like, isn't this like a real location? You know what I'm saying? Like, whoa, whoa, and just that whole sequence was so tense because there was only so much time left, and like you could tell, like, Ethan Hunt was trying everything within his power to get to that detonator. You know what I'm saying? And literally through that whole sequence, I was just like, because I wasn't sure what was gonna happen. I just wasn't exactly sure, because this is the first film that's teased, what if Ethan Hunt fails for once? So it's like I wasn't sure, with all the teasing. It's like, what if he does actually fail for once? How many consequences is he going to receive in this movie? It's like, geez, he can never really reconnect with Julia. He's, the way that Alex Baldwin went out, the way he almost lost Luther. We keep going, but it's like, I felt like Ethan Hunt was presented with genuine consequences in this film. And, oh my God, I can't believe I've been talking about this movie for like 52 minutes. Someone's going to look at my Black Klansman review and this review and be like, what the fuck? What's going on, bro? These reviews are long. Anyway. Fam, the fact, I just can't get over it. Like, this happened. This was actually happening. There's no green screen here. That's actually happening. When he fell down onto the payload, like, that actually happened. Like, that just bends my mind. This film is just extraordinary new action classic. I mean, the sweeping shots of the beautiful landscape that they got here, it's just so tremendous. I mean, oh yeah, I especially love when Henry, he reflects, he thinks to himself, he goes back into the helicopter, and he just pulls out this big ass gun out of nowhere and starts firing at Tom Cruise. I love it. Just love it. By the way, his death was insane. When that what was it? What was it? Oh no, shit. Yeah, this sequence right here. when he let that hook like just fly down and it catches Henry in the face, and that's how he dies. I was like, whoo! Like, literally, when Henry died, it was almost like my body was like a clenched fist the whole time. But when Henry Cavill died, my body just said, and I was finally just like, oh, God, he actually stopped August Walker. Fuck, whew. It wasn't looking good. It wasn't looking good for you, Ethan. It really wasn't looking good. It's extraordinary that, like, so much of this film, honestly, if it wasn't for, like, Lisa, or if it wasn't just for, like, blind luck, like, there's so many instances where Ethan would have just straight up failed in this movie, and that's just so fascinating to me, Because it's like, well, what does that mean for the next film or the final film? You know, are we finally gonna see Ethan Hunt fail at at an impossible mission? I don't know, but I hope that Chris McQuarrie directs the final film. I'm probably gonna wrap up here because I think I've talked about every nook and cranny. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap up here. I don't think I have anything else particularly to add. To be honest, I was just blown away, guys. This movie, I just simply loved it. You know, the ending of the film is just like Jesus Christ. Like Solomon is still alive. He's still out there. There's still the probability that he could continue wreaking havoc. You know, it's like, what does that mean? You know, what does the end point for Ethan Hunt look like? You know, I don't know, but I'm telling you right now, I don't even know that it's safe for the crew or Tom Cruise to make another sequel. Because good luck. Like, how are they gonna top this? How are they gonna top this? You know what I'm saying? Like, this may forever go down as my favorite Mission Impossible film because it's just so perfect from beginning to ending. I got no issues. It's a 10 out of 10. This is a 10 out of 10 film. It's a new action masterpiece. A masterpiece of great acting and just extraordinary, exceptional thrills, suspense, and beautifully orchestrated action sequences. I love this film. I just don't understand how anyone could walk out of this film and not be like, whoa. Not only was that impressive, but it was very entertaining. Because it was very entertaining to me. I just love this film. It's just the perfect Mission Impossible movie. This movie is so unexpected. I would have never bet that I would love this movie as much as I did. Wow. Wow. Exceptional, for sure. Just exceptional. But what do you think? I think that's all I got. If I have any more details, I'll add them in like the comments section or something. Actually, one other thing. Okay, one other thing. I loved her character. I loved her character. She's fine as fuck too. But I loved her character. She was just so sassy and seductive, and like when she kissed Tom Cruise, I was just like, woo, she bad. She evil, but she bad. And remember that sequence where Tom Cruise, or Ethan Hunt. Remember when Ethan Hunt was in character talking to her, and he was like, "Yeah, I could kill some police officer. You know, I've killed men, women, and children actually." And her character, she was just like, "Good, splendid. See you tomorrow." That sequence, like moments like that, it's just like, whoa, that was dark. And it's just like, where is Ethan going? You know, it's like for the first time, Ethan feels fragile. Anyway, for God's sakes, we're about to hit the hour mark. Goodness, but yeah, I love this film, 10 out of 10. But what about you? What about you? What do you think about this film? Let me know your thoughts down below. I gotta get out of here because I gotta go to work. Let me know your thoughts down below. Your boy's out. We're done. Loved it.